Check, check, check one, check two.
I want to ask one more question, Howdy, because I haven't heard you talk about it, and I've heard you speak a lot in your videos and on interviews. When you were having your reality breaks, how can you talk about the mental framework that you were going through between, let's say, the dream state of everything, of reality, and potentially your roll down into the solipsism world? I mean, I know you had to go down that road at least a little bit to go, am I the only one here? Like, how can this be changing for me? Am I the only one that's going through this? Can you talk about that for a little bit?
Yeah, you can't ignore that. It just once you start getting to a point where it becomes so simulation oriented, yeah, then you start to wonder, is every other person here just a character in a dream, like except me? Am I the only real thing here? And of course, the bizarre thing is we can't prove that that's not true.
Yeah.
That's what's so hard about it. Like, there's nothing to say to prove. Well, I guess until I had my death experience when I kind of in 2005, when then I realized, oh crap, I'm not real either. So solipsism, I think, only works when we still believe I'm real. Reality's fake, but I'm real. And that's, I think, one of the great spiritual traps, right? Then I had the experience of real, oh crap, this thing's not real either. Of course. How did I get fooled? But now that leaves you in a really strange place because, well, something is real.
Right.
I know
Descartes.
something is real. There's an awareness or a consciousness that's real, but how does it then react with all this other stuff? So the story that blew that one for me, that kind of got me to that point, was I was visiting my mother. She lives in a very small town, or she did now, lived in a very small town. And because I didn't come from there, I didn't know anybody. And I would just walk on the same few streets that I needed to walk on to do anything. So one day I got this thought, I wonder if the rest of the town actually exists. I've never seen it. I don't know it exists. I've only seen it on a map. So one day I just all of a sudden I would always turn right. I just turned left, turn left. I just made a couple of lefts and a rights and I wound up on a street I'd never been on. It was dead silence. No people, no dogs, no cats, no birds. I mean, nothing. And I just waited. I counted. When I hit 10, all the doors on the street opened. A whole bunch of people come out, get in their cars, dogs start running around. I'm just like, holy fuck, I'm in the Truman Show. Like,
Mhm.
seriously, that's what this is. Reality just invented itself because I showed up here. And yeah, that when you start going through stuff like that, if you don't have a foundation, and this is where I think it's so important for anyone listening that's going down this road or thinking of going down this road, it's really important that you find someone, I don't want to call them a teacher, but someone that you feel is a grounding influence in your life who can help bring you back to a center point. Because as you boomerang into these really, really on the edge places, you, if you don't have a center point to at least return to, you can get lost out there for a long, long time. And I consider it, a lot of the people you see walking around the streets, talking to themselves and pushing a shopping cart, and those are people who
It might
I
be in
think
that.
in many had a real experience. They probably had a real experience of like breaking the matrix somehow, but they had no one there to help them, no one there to understand what to do, and no one to bring them back to a center, no one to tell them that they weren't crazy, and they just got stuck out in this break point of the matrix and they've
Mhm.
never returned. So that's my simplest explanation for that whole gamut that your question kind of touches.
Yeah.